Welcome, 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 guys, to today's webinar, The Power of Broker Price Opinions. Okay, good job. I'm hoping everyone can hear me. I'm getting a yes, everybody can hear me. All right, great deal. So some of you have already met me over on Facebook, but for those of you who have not met me, I am Angela Cooper. And I will tell you a little bit about me in just a second, but let's do a little housekeeping. I want to make sure that we have the right people on the right webinar, okay? So how to add broker price opinions to your real estate business without losing sales, or even if you are a new agent. Does that sound like you? Okay. All right. So if that's you, let's get started. In the next 60 minutes, I'm going to show you how to earn enough money with broker price opinions to pay your bills and without chasing buyers and sellers. Are you guys okay with that? All right. All right. So first of all, I want you guys to make sure that you turn off your background noise, get in a quiet place, if you will. Make sure you have a pen and paper because you are going to want to take some copious notes. That's what leaders do, especially realtors, right? That's what we do. Take some copious notes. And for those of you who stay until the very end, I'm going to have a really cool resource for you. And that's going to show you exactly what to do next when we end this webinar. And then you can get started with BPOs as soon as today. Is that okay? All right, so I want everybody to stay till the end. So a little bit about me. I started doing real estate in 1998 because my new husband and I bought a house, and I was going over the closing statement, and I noticed that this guy had made $8,000 off of us, right? And so I said to myself, you know what? One day we're going to be selling this house, and if we sell this house, we're going to have to find a realtor. And if we're paying $8,000 today, we're probably going to pay more when we sell, right? Would you guys agree with that? So soon after I got my real estate license, and then I decided, you know what? I have to be with a broker. And when you're with a broker back in 1998, 99, most of the brokers charge you like a 50% commission. And I was one of those people that felt like, if I'm going to work hard for the money, I'm going to keep all my money, right? And so this broker told me, he said, I will let you come and work at my firm as a realtor. I'll hold your license. However, I'm not going to do any training. So I went over to meet the guy in his office, and I saw all of those licenses hanging on the walls. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So I started counting all the money, because at that time, he was going to be charging me about $90 a month in order to hold my license. And so I would be on 100% commission, but I had to train myself, so to speak. So guys, I got started with real estate, and it's been history ever since. I have been doing real estate for about the last 1998. So it's been about 20 years now. So a little more about me. I am a published author. For those of you who are in real estate where you can recruit people into your company and you get a residual income, that's kind of like multi-level marketing and direct sales. So I wrote a book on multi-level marketing, the MLM book, woman's edition. And I'm a published author. I wrote that book about a year ago. Also, I'm a health and wellness coach. You see me there in the blue little workout outfit. I'm a health and wellness coach. And most of all, the most fun thing I like about what I do, about me, is being a mom to my incredible daughter, Miss Ashley. Guys, you know, I have 2 children, and I had Miss Ashley 17 years after my first son. But my first son passed away, so she has absolutely been a blessing. So that's enough about me. So let's talk about you guys. Imagine, what would your life be like 30 days from now if you had more BPO work, right? Don't you think you could pay some bills without having to wait on those buyers and sellers to close? That used to really get under my skin. Like, I have to wait 30 days. I close a deal today. I get a seller, right? But I have to wait until they get pre-approved, and I have to wait until the closing, and that's 30 to 40 days sometimes. And so when you think about it, you're not going to get a paycheck for 30 days. But what would your business look like with just one more stream of income, one more stream of cash flow, where you could get paid without having to wait on buyers and sellers? What would that look like? So what I'm going to teach you guys today, the 3 things you're going to learn is secret number 1, how to make unlimited cash with real estate, even if you don't have listings. And number 2, how to be successful with BPOs, even if you're a new agent. And then the 3rd promise is how to do BPOs in your first 30 days, even if you have a full-time job. Because I know a lot of people will say, but I work full-time, and how will I have time to do it? We're going to talk about that. So how to make unlimited cash with real estate, even if you don't have listings. That is the power of the BPO. What is a BPO? Many states have allowed real estate persons to perform what we call mini appraisals. That's what a broker price opinion is. I had no clue what a broker price opinion was until I started a new company with a friend of mine, and his sister was a realtor, and she said, "Are you doing BPOs?" And I was like, "No, what is that?" Well, the BPO is an opinion similar to that of an appraisal, the estimated valuation of real property completed in a 1 to 2 page format rather than 7 or 8 pages that you get on an appraisal. This is kind of how the BPO look, with the instructions, the instructions from the company, the evaluation company, and then also you have a report. Most of the time, your actual data input reports are going to be like 2 to 3 pages, but it'll be so quick, it's almost like a 2-3 page report, right? So who is the BPO for? Yes, it's for the mortgage companies, but it's also for any realtor that wants to make some extra cash. Now, here's what mortgage companies do. They use the BPO to evaluate their assets, because after all, the house, the building, the real estate, that belongs to the mortgage company unless your buyer is paying cash, right? So when builders are building, homeowners are refinancing, maybe they want a loan modification, maybe a homeowner is even going into pre-foreclosure. What about when we have hurricanes? Guys, we just had a major hurricane right here in Houston, Hurricane Harvey last year. And guys, insurance claims went through the roof. That's a major disaster, okay? When that happens, we have to go out and do the BPO. For Hurricane Harvey, I made about $6,000. That was just from one company during the storm. I normally do BPOs for about 4 or 5 companies, okay? But what about the BPOs for the realtors? Although real estate sales and listings are in demand, or rather they're deemed a gold mine, right? For many agents, you have your top producers, all of those agents that are out there really, really beating the pavement, or they have built up their clientele. They're called top producers, right? It's a gold mine for them. But there are a few other reasons why some realtors choose to do BPO work. Many are not living their dreams. Perhaps you've always dreamed of working from home or being your own boss, working when you want to. How about the realtor who can have some extra money to stay in current with the finances? A lot of times it takes two people to pay a mortgage. I live right here in Pearland, and in my neighborhood, guys, as a matter of fact, I did some statistics one time on Pearland, and I found out that more than 40% of my little town works from home. I used to wonder, why are all these cars outside during the day? Don't these people go to work? But come to find out, almost half of my little city works from home. You can go down the main strip in Pearland in the middle of the day, 10, 11 o'clock, and guys, the traffic is like bumper to bumper traffic a lot of times. So being an at-home worker can be really important to some realtors, right? You simply have a talent. You simply have a talent for doing CMAs, okay? I almost got a tongue twister there. CMAs, comparable market analysis. You are really good at comparable market analysis, so why not get paid to do it? That's part of what a BPO is, okay? And what about you just need some extra income? I have a multi-millionaire friend. She's about 31 years old. I know she's a youngster, multi-millionaire, right? And she does multi-level marketing. And she's a part owner of a financial services firm. And so I said, why do you do multi-level marketing and you're already a millionaire? Because she said, I just want to do it for the extra. Guys, if multimillionaires, and I think about Warren Buffett, he has 20 plus some different companies. But why, when he's a multiple billionaire? A lot of people just do it for the extra, okay? Maybe you want to do BPOs just for the extra. When is a good time for agents to do BPOs? Guys, when you get started in real estate, especially if you're with your big firms, your Keller Williams, your Remax, okay? The first thing you want to do is learn how to do that market analysis. The moment you learn and know how to estimate the value of properties, you can get started doing BPOs. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't recommend that you do commercial BPOs until you learn that skill, but residential BPOs, you can definitely do that once you have learned how to perfect the comparable market analysis, okay? That's where you compare 6 listings, 6 sales to come up with the, you compare those 6 to your subject, and you come up with what the market value of their house is, okay? So when I got started with BPOs, I remember waking up one morning. This is one of my commercial power washing machines, and I used to power wash companies that had multiple automobiles, like this particular company. I've done companies like the Postal Service and FedEx and UPS and just all kind of companies like that. And also I've done commercial buildings like restaurants, okay? And so, but one morning I woke up, and I always wake up, and my office is like about a 4-second commute, right? And I remember going to the computer, and one of my biggest clients, guys, a cable company at that, and I can't call any names, but I know everybody on this call is familiar with this cable company, right? They said, we no longer need your services. Now, this was back in 2008 and 9 when the real estate, when the market crashed, okay? And we was deemed to be in a recession, right? And so they said, we no longer need your services. We have decided to bring this particular service in-house. Guys, that was, and luckily, I did not have all my eggs in one basket. Y'all have heard that before. Never put all of your eggs in one basket. Fortunately, I did have a mixture of clients, but to lose $178,000, that was a bit much for one client, right? So I had to go back to real estate. Now, when I first started, this company was like around 2002. I was building it on somebody else's dream, not the real estate, the power wash company that you see here. I was helping somebody else build their dreams, but it took off, and it became so known and popular, and we were making so much money. I really didn't even have a need to do real estate. I would sell real estate for my friends that wanted to buy, sell, and lease, but to do BPOs, I really didn't have to do that because we were making a lot of money. But after losing that one account, guys, I had to replace a lot of money. So I started doing BPOs. And this guy, his sister, the guy that this was his dream, the power wash company, his sister is the one that started me to doing BPOs, right? So I got started. So I'm going to tell you, where do you start? Because when I got started, guys, I didn't even know how to start, where to start. All she said was, just go to this company and sign up. But I didn't know that it was like more than one company that you could sign up with. And I did some really cool stuff with the BPOs that hardly any other realtors ever do, right? So what I did was I got signed up on a list, and I'm going to recommend that you start with REOnetwork.com. Write that down, guys. REOnetwork.com. Get started with them first, okay? Because everybody, REO Network is kind of like a hub, and everybody comes to REO Network looking for realtors with that skill of doing the BPO, right? So, and then also, when you sign up with a BPO company, a lot of your company, the major companies that's going to give you the most business, they're going to want you to have a background check. Now, when we here in the state of Texas, as a realtor, we have to have a fingerprint background check, right? But when you sign up with these BPO companies, they want a background check every year. It's not the full-blown one with the fingerprints or whatever, but it's kind of like the background checks that you guys run on your tenants when you lease a property. Same thing, okay? So then also, you're going to craft yourself a really neat resume, especially you new agents, okay? Because we're going to talk about new agents next. Include in your resume the CMA experience. If you've done any type of sales while you're a realtor, or if you've worked in the office and assisted your broker and you've done some CMAs, put that on your resume because that's what they want to see, okay? Also, purchase errors and omissions insurance. I go through a company called Hiscox, Hiscox, I want to say. I'm a broker, so most of you work for brokers, and so your broker probably already have errors and omissions insurance. But if your broker is not going to require you to render any percentage of your BPO money, then you probably want to get your own errors and omissions insurance. It's about $25, $30 a month. Okay, that's half of one BPO to pay for your insurance. And also, guys, a mindset. You have to have a persistent mindset. Okay, persistence pays big bucks. Remember that. Positive mindset, persistent mindset, you got to have it doing BPOs. It's just like being in business for yourself, okay, but not by yourself because you're working with the asset company. But it's an up and down trend, okay? So your resume, what do you put on your resume? Start with your education. Be sure to list any college classes you might have taken. Also include your real estate license. You know, you need the active license to be a BPO agent. You cannot be a BPO agent if your license is expired or inactive. You know, you can still be a realtor with your, you know, keep your license up as long as you put them on inactive. But in order to do BPO work, you have to bring your license to active. They cannot be inactive, okay? Include any skills you might be proficient at, like Microsoft Office Suite. That is a real plus, okay? They really want you to know, and you need to know Microsoft Office Suite because you'll be entering a lot of information on this, on the other side, into their portal, okay? They have a portal that you'll be entering your information into. And list any awards or outside certifications you may have earned. You know, you can list some of your realtor certifications. If you have special designations on behind your realtor license, you can use that as well, or any other type of certification that you might have earned outside of real estate. If you do volunteer work, make sure that you list that. Any type of community service, because they want to know how well you work with customers or clients. Because sometimes when you go out to do a BPO, you're not doing a BPO on a vacant property. You're doing a BPO where there are people actually living there. How are you going to interact with them? A lot of times they want to kind of know that, okay? Number two, secret number two, how to be successful with BPOs even if you're a new agent. Well, first of all, new agents is going to start with your resume. So make sure that you take note of what, I know hopefully you took note of what was needed on the resume, okay? I'm gonna go back, the resume. This is everything that you need to have on the resume. You might wanna take a screenshot of it if you're on your phone, if you're on your desktop. All right, so you make sure that you have all of this covered on your resume. All right, so new agents, do not get in the BPO game. Don't get in the game, all right? If you're gonna be a bench player. You gotta get in the game like you're gonna be a superstar center, all right? Don't come trying to do BPOs with the what ifs. What if I don't have a BPO certification? Well, when I started doing BPOs, I had no idea what they were at all. All I knew how to do was a comparable market analysis. I put that on my resume as one of my expert skills. And I talked about how well I could do a market analysis. And guess what? It worked. Okay. I got my first job working for a valuation company. There's too much competition. I was one of the most persons that was worried about what if because I remember I always worked for a private broker, like, so to speak. I never worked for one of the big firms. I always worked on 100% commission. So I was always worried about my competition. What if there's a ton of realtors out there in my area, especially, that take all the work, that take all the BPO work? Guess what? I was not a top producer. Okay. And I was thinking, they're going to take my work. Wrong. Even today, less than 75% of realtors do BPOs. Some of them don't even know what a BPO is. Okay. You can say broker price opinion. Go to the next realtor you talk to and say, have you ever done a broker price opinion? They're not going to know what you're talking about. Okay. A lot of them won't. And so if you're new, you might also be thinking, what if I mess up some stuff? I used to worry about that too, guys. I used to worry about, what if I get everything on the report wrong? Like, sometimes when you read those reports, you actually have to try to read between lines. I say especially the reports, right? No worries. Guys, every BPO company has a quality assurance department, okay? So when you get some stuff wrong, I promise you, they're going to send it back and they're going to say quality control rework or something like that. Matter of fact, I was so good at doing the cleanup stuff. When I would get those quality control reports, I became on a first name basis with one of the guys. He was worked at one of the companies called EML. You guys will get familiar with that. His name was Aaron. And I said, Aaron, why do y'all always want us to try to read your mind? I said, y'all send these reports back and it's like, what are they asking me? You're going to feel like that, okay? No worries. Just when you get a quality control flag, if you'll hit return and get some clarity, it typically goes right back to the person that sent it to you. Okay, you don't have to go through all of the, jump through the hoops to get back to the person. You just hit reply and it'll go right back to them. Stay focused on your why. New agents, you got in real estate to do real estate. It's more than, like my grandmother used to say, it's more than one way to skin a cat, right? So real estate is just not about, buy and sell. Broker price opinions is a facet of real estate. Statistics show that our brains always focus on the negative. 70%, as a matter of fact, of our brains just automatically go to the negative thinking. And as a health and wellness coach, guys, I'm always coaching, life coaching on positive thinking, how to replace negative with positive thinking, how to stay focused. You got to focus forward. You cannot bring, your past into your present. Okay, you can, but only just as a reminder and to sharpen your skills on where you're going. Okay, so you have to stay focused on why you decided to do BPOs. I don't know why you decided, but whatever your why is, are you doing BPOs to make the extra? Are you doing it to help out with the kids' uniforms, or are you doing it to pay just your utilities at home? Because I can tell you right now, I used to have a mortgage that was $2,500. But when I lost that $178,000 contract, BPOs was my sole focus. Okay, I am so serious right now. Guys, when I first got my first BPO check, I was so excited because I could buy some groceries. Like, when you start living and making, $15,000 and $20,000 a month, okay, and you start living that life, and then all of a sudden in 1 month is taken away from you with just a 30-day notice, that's something to be concerned about, okay? So be prepared to be persistent. Preparation and persistence pays big bucks. Keep your mind thinking, what if I can? When you became a real estate agent, you had to practice for the test. It's no different from BPOs. Besides, practice makes perfect. I remember when I was trying to get my real estate license, I used to be on, that's when the internet kind of had first started. I used to go to a spot called learnatest.com, and I used to practice over and over and over. Practice doesn't make you perfect. You're not going to be perfect probably ever at anything in life, but you will be better at it the more you practice, okay? So the key to winning with BPOs, guys, and making the big bucks is to stay sharpening your skills. Before you know it, You're going to get that surprise phone call like I got one day. I was like, I'm telling you something. When I did BPOs, I used to try to have my paperwork in as early as possible. They would give me 72 hours. I turn it around in 24 hours. But one thing I always did, I always double check, my work. I always do that. Even today, I still go back over my work and make sure that, I haven't left out anything. Now, if I get a ton of BPOs like I did this weekend, like I got almost 50, I might miss one or two. As a matter of fact, out of 50 BPOs, I had 2 quality control kickbacks. Okay. But one day I got a call from a company that asked me they wanted me to be in their elite vendors club. It was something they was beta testing. And what they were going to do was they was going to just push the BPOs to me. And whatever they pushed me, I would have to take it, right? The only time that I could turn it down is if I had a conflict of interest, like if I had already done it for another company or it's my relative or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm in agreement with that, because that, number one, took away the idea of me having to always wonder when it's coming and, wonder if I'm going to be able to push accept before the next realtor push accept. Because back in that day, and even today, if you're not in the elite vendors club, you only have about 30 to 45 seconds, maybe a minute, 60 seconds at the most, to answer whether or not you want that BPO. See, I don't have to do that anymore. They automatically just send them to me. Okay. So I know that it will happen to you one day. You'll be an elite vendor because it happened to me. And if it happened to me, it can happen to you. So be sure, guys, you follow all those bullet points I told you on your resume and you'll be just fine. But make sure you expound on the market analysis. Why are you so good at it? Okay. All right. So it's not enough BPO companies. That's a myth. Okay. I just did some research and I found more than 60 BPO companies. Okay. 60. It's enough space for everybody to play. As a matter of fact, if you stay till the end, remember, if you stay till the end, I'm going to give everybody a list of 10 for staying to the end. That kind of rhymes, right? 10 to the end? No, just kidding. So listen, BPOs won't last long. That is so not true. I have been doing BPO since 2003. And remember, I told you I slowed down. I slowed down when I got started with my other business. So that was about 5 years that I was just doing a BPO here and a BPO there, right? But baby, when they took that $178,000 contract from me, I came back with a vengeance, full speed ahead. And now BPOs are my prime source of income. I'm telling you, the BPOs are here to stay. I put my daughter through school, elementary and high school, and also college doing BPOs. So you can make a full-time living doing BPOs. As long as there's houses being built and people are buying them and mortgage companies are lending on them, guess what? You're going to always have some BPO work. You already know it's going to be a disaster in every city, probably at least once or twice a year. Okay. Even it's a mudslide or it's fires in California, it's hurricanes in Texas and Florida. We ain't gonna talk about that because there's always something going on there. So every state in the United States have inclement weather. And as long as there's inclement weather, there's going to be a need or a reason for BPOs. All right. How to do BPOs in your first 30 days, even if you have a full-time job? Well, now the only thing I can say to this one is just do it. This is one of these just do it moments. So often we find ourselves going to all the webinars, taking all the good notes, and then we leave the webinar or we leave the training and go home with our notes still in our briefcase, and we never take them out and look at them again. No, you can't do that. Stop just being a learner and start being a doer. You will not go to the next level if you don't execute. So when you leave this training, guys, get busy and execute. Okay? I'm going to trust that everybody on this webinar is a doer. So therefore, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. How about that? And you can tag me if you're in my Facebook group. Broker Price Opinions is the name of the group if you're not there. Okay? Go to facebook.com/Broker Price Opinions. And if you came to the webinar and bypassed the group, this is the link. You can see it there. Take a snapshot of it real quick with your phone, however you want to do it. Go to that Facebook group, guys, and get in the group if you want to. Okay? Tag me and let me know that you did the homework. Here's the assignment. Take your list of 10, because I know you're going to stay to the end, so you're going to get the list of 10, right? Take your list of 10 and sign up with 3 companies. And I said before January 21st, if you're watching this after January 21st, you have 2 days to sign up, because they only had 2 days, okay? 2 days to go sign up with the company. With 3 companies. 3 companies. All right, so the magic is in part-time. For many, many years, guys, since I had my first real job when I was like 14 years old. Many years ago. Say many years ago. All right, I can hear y'all saying many years ago. When I was 14 years old, I had my first real job. But guys, even then, I was going to school and I had 2 jobs. Yes, as a little girl. Ever since I was a little girl, I can remember being homeless a lot. True story. I was homeless a lot as a little girl. So when I got old enough to work, I worked 2 jobs almost all my life, okay? When I was a little girl, the great state of Texas wanted to put all 8 of us, it's 8 of us, my siblings and I, in an orphanage. Separate orphanages at that. And my aunt came and rescued us. So at a very young age, I promised myself that I would never allow my children to be homeless. So a great majority of my life, I've always worked 2 jobs and sometimes 3. The magic is in part-time, okay? If you make $1,000 a month full-time, nobody wants to hear your story. Like, for real, nobody. But if you make $1,000 part-time, everybody want to hear your story. You know why? Because you get to shop for the extra, or you get to buy the extra house because you got, when I say extra house, I mean a bigger house because you got extra money to pay for it. Or you get to ride in the nice cars. Why? Because you got that extra $1,000. Okay. So get started with BPOs this week and create your own part-time story. The magic, I promise you, the magic is in part-time. So when you leave your job, the key is this: always have your checklist with you. Okay, I keep my checklist with me. Always have your checklist with you. So when you're leaving your job, you know what address you're going to next. You know which one is en route to on your way home. Maybe you can only catch 1 or 2. What if you catch 2 BPOs a day on your way home? That's $100 a day. That's $500 a week and $2,000 a month. I promise. All right. So what do you do after you go to REO Network and you get accepted with a BPO company? I won't be able to cover everything in this webinar, but I'm going to try to get you the details later. You will definitely need some tools. So I'm going to give you the surface, okay? We're going to detail later on in this webinar. But you definitely need some tools. You need a cell phone, a camera, and mace, spray. If you're going on the interior, you need mace, okay? Exterior, you're going to take exterior photos. There are two types of BPOs. One is exterior, one is interior. You go out, you take 8 photos, okay? And on your interior, you're going to take your 8 exterior photos plus 1 photo of every room in the house. Some companies want 2 photos of each room, but most of them want 1 photo of each room. Okay, each company that you work for is going to give you a set of instructions of how they want the BPOs done, how they want the photos done. Some of them want the time and the date stamp on them. Okay, so you'll be able to report your findings. Just simply follow the computer. When you come back in with your photos, load your photos in the computer, save them to a file, and from there, when you log on to that BPO company, you're just going to follow the computer. You can upload your photos into their website right from your desktop. Okay. All right. So that's what you're going to do after you get accepted. Complete safety. Always exercise complete safety when on the streets and, when doing exteriors and when going inside to do interiors. When I'm on an exterior BPO, I always put my flashers on because I promise you, if you're on a street, I don't care if it is inside the neighborhood, it's not the main street, but when you stop, somebody could stop right behind you, run into you, because for me, I never get out. Sometimes I get out the car, but I've gotten so good at doing my photos that I can let my windows down and take my photos without showing my car, without showing my mirrors and all of that stuff, okay? But at the same time, I have trained my eyes to look for any type of repairs that might be needed at that house. So if the trim is not looking right, it might have wood rot on the trim, or the garage door might be banged up, whatever the case may be. It might be an air conditioner missing, or a window might be busted. You have to train your eyes that when you see that house, you want to scan the entire house before you take a picture, okay? Because you're going to not only take pictures of the house, you're going to take a close-up of any repairs that might need to be done, okay? Now, on your interior BPOs, before I go inside any house, I always let my assistant know where I'm going, and I always carry my can of mace. Why? Because if it's a vacant house, I don't care if it do have a super on it. You don't never know who might be lurking, okay? So just have your mace and just exercise all precaution. Not trying to scare you guys, because I've been doing BPOs probably since 2002, almost 16, 17 years. And I have not had maybe 1 or 2 incidents, maybe, and they wasn't even really bad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that to say, just stay ready, okay? Always have your eyes and ears open when entering vacant houses. I always say hello, whether it's vacant or not. If I have, somebody living there and I go in on a super, I always say hello. If it's a bad neighborhood, try to have somebody ride with you. My BFF is retired and she's always willing to tag along, okay? Dress for safety. When I'm doing BPOs and I know I have to go on the inside, I typically wear jeans. Why? Because they have pockets and I can put the mace in one pocket, my phone in one pocket, and I always keep a pair of rain boots in my car. Just in case the weather change up on you, you can have your rain boots. And a lot of times, even if the weather is good and nice, you want to put your boots on when you go in the backyard, because sometimes the backyard, if it's a vacant house, the grass is, not real tall. I don't ever go out when the grass is, past my knees, so to speak. But if it's been a while since they cut the grass, I want to have on my boots regardless. Okay. All right. So be safe. Be a doer. Remember your why. If it's important enough, you'll figure out the how. Okay. The why is what needs to be important. Don't make excuses. Go out and make money. You cannot make excuses and make money at the same time. You got to do one or the other. Okay. So you can definitely do BPOs after work. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of y'all feel like this? Like, oh my God, that's too much information, too much to process. Okay. I know I felt like that before, but so far we've covered the 3 secrets. How to make unlimited cash with real estate. Even if you don't have listings, you can do many BPOs. I did 24 plus 15 plus 3, however many that is, like 46, something like that. All right. And I just did that over this weekend. So I know you guys can do it. How to be successful with BPOs, even if you're a new agent. I was a new agent once. When I first started doing BPOs, I was new. How to do BPOs in your first 30 days, even if you have a full-time job. I've already talked to you about that. You can do 1 or 2. Even if you did 1 a day, a BPO, exterior BPO, typically they're going to pay you $50 to $60. Okay. Some of your companies, you have some sketchy companies that pay, $30, $40. Now, if you're doing bulk, $40 is good. But if you doing 1 here and 1 there, $40 it'll be good until you get experience. But because I'm so experienced, I don't be trying to take $40. Okay. So, but anyway, sometimes you can counter offer, and when I say I have 17 years of experience, they pretty much is not going to challenge me on how much money I'm going to charge for the BPO. Okay. All right. So who's ready to take things to the next level? Put a yes. I'm ready in the question and answers box. Okay. And if you're on the video where we had the questions and answers turned off, that's because we had to rework the video. So don't worry about that. But if you're listening to it live, you can still, or if you're listening to this webinar, you can still answer. Are you ready to go to the next level? Say yes to yourself. Okay. You're ready to go to the next level. Now I need your permission. Do I have your permission to go to the next level? Everyone drop a yes in the comments. Drop a yes. Yep, I see the yes. I see the yes. Yes, I see the yes. Okay, so let's move forward. Introducing my BPO course, BPO Mastery. Guys, BPO Mastery is all about making money with BPOs, how to make one or thousands of dollars monthly, how to be quick, efficient, and accurate, and how to streamline the process. Okay. Here's what you're going to get with BPO Mastery. You're going to get 3 modules, guys. $14.97. Module 1, and we're going to talk about the mindset, the BPO process, the tools, the list of 50. You're going to get that in module 1. Okay. All right. In module 2, you're going to get how to accept and decline, when to accept and decline BPOs, how to counter offer the BPO. Okay. What do you need to be saying to them when you counter offer? You're going to have your instructions on how to do the photos. I do photos in a particular way. How you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. You're going to have the data research. We're going to talk about that in module 2. And then I'm going to show you how to enter the data, because specific data is needed for the BPOs. It's not just a market analysis. And I'm going to explain to you, why you need the data and how to enter the data. The third module, we're talking about adjustments. when you're doing adjustments, you have to adjust for many things like square footage. You have to adjust for lot sizes. You have to adjust for how many bedrooms the count is. I'm going to talk about adjustments and show you how to do adjustments. Repairs. I had a lady before the class, she was in the Facebook group. She said, I still get confused on how to do repairs. I'm going to talk about how to get repairs done in module 3. Okay. Record keeping. Why is it important to keep records when you're doing BPOs? We're going to talk about that. Also, if you have virtual assistants working for you, that's going to be covered in the section with record keeping. Okay. And then we're going to review all 11 lessons. You know, you have 3 modules and you have a review. Now, with the 1497, I'm also going to give you a bonus module. Okay, guys, 1 bonus module. And the bonus module is on automation. Automation is how you're going to slimline the process of entering BPOs. I had one lady said it takes her 4 hours. 4 hours to enter one BPO. No, that is not acceptable. Okay. You will not need to take 4 hours to enter BPO when you go through my class. I promise. My signature ebook, you're going to also get that with the class. So if you don't want to log in all the time, you'll have the ebook right there. All you have to do is find that particular problem or issue that you're having, go through the ebook, and boom, it's right there. Okay. And what else do you need to be successful? I'm excited. Okay. What else do you need? Okay. Let's see. How about accountability? How about if I give you a private Facebook group? Now, this Facebook group is going to be actually a group coaching, where I'll be able to answer questions for you. I'll give you the hands-on experience. You know, if you're stuck on something, I'll walk you through it. Okay. I had a girl that was telling me not too long ago, I just was talking to her about BPOs. She applied for a company, got started, and oh my goodness, she kept getting a reject on one particular issue, and I gave her some information and she was able to get through it. You'll be able to get hands-on, so to speak, hands-on coaching from me. All you have to do is put your questions in the private Facebook group and I'll answer you. But this Facebook group for 6 months, guys, you're going to get it for free. After that, it's $25 a month, okay? Is it worth it? Absolutely. I pay $29 a month for my mastermind coaching group. And because you're not just going to be learning BPOs in that group, you're going to learn some more stuff on about how to market yourself as an agent as well, especially new agents. Okay. If you want to stay on and continue to get my coaching and in that group. Okay. But probably after 6 months, you're probably going to be fine with the BPO part. So it's up to you at that point. Accountability. We just talked about that, the private Facebook group. Okay, what else do you need to be successful, guys? What else? Let's see. All right, so how about if we give you what I call a BPO action pack, okay? Everything that I use to get started in BPOs every single day that I do BPOs, people want to know, how could I do so many BPOs? It's this BPO action pack. I have my data sheet. Remember I told you, you have to have a particular type of data that they want you to enter in on the BPO. My data sheet is already set for the data. The data, you just pull it out of MLS and you put it on that data sheet. So when you get to enter it, it just goes really fast. The BPO checklist is what you're going to need every day. You need to check that list every day to make sure you have what you need to do the BPO if you're leaving work and going straight to your BPO. How about if you go into the dentist and you get a BPO while you're sitting in the dentist chair? Do you have what you need? I don't know. You need to check your BPO checklist, okay? Every day before you leave, check that list to make sure you have what you need to do a BPO. And always keep your camera in your car or in your purse. When I finish loading my BPOs on my computer, I put my camera right back in my purse, or I drop it in my on the side of my door in my car, depending on what I have going on for that particular week, and because I don't want to leave it. Most of the time, it's in my purse. The daily schedule, you have a route tracker and a goal tracker. What is your goal for the week? Okay, you need to be able to keep up with that. You need to see it every day. What's the total value of the package, guys? $1,744. $1,744. Okay, and that's with group coaching. All right, so you get your data sheets, your checklist, and your goal tracker and your data tracker. What else do you need to be successful? Look, I'm super excited now because I know that when you leave this class, you're going to be equipped with everything you need to be a successful BPO agent, okay? Now, if you want to get certified, I'm a certified trainer, so I can get you a certification, but you'll have to take a test at the end of BPO Mastery in order to get a certificate of completion is what it's called, okay? And you'll be a certified BPO agent. That's what it'll say. All right, so here's what you're going to get. BPO Mastery, $14.97. Accountability, 6 months free. You're going to get the BPO Action Pack valued at $97. Also, you're going to get the BPO automation module, okay? Here's another thing that I added in there. I called the BPO company that I get my software from, and I asked them, when I got my software, keep this in mind. Let me tell y'all a story. When I got my software, I bought my software from a total stranger on the other side of the internet. I had no idea who that guy was. But when he told me that my auto acceptance software was going to be $500 and my BPO suite was going to be, I think at the time it was $1,900. When I got through paying for everything, he said it was about $3,000. But let me tell you something. That was totally a good investment, okay? Because at the time, my payroll was maybe about $3,000 a month that I was paying, on BPOs. I was doing some work, but I had some people doing some work for me too, like data entry, right? Nobody can do your analysis for you, and nobody can do your pictures for you when you're working for certain companies. But certain companies, they don't require you to be the one to go out and do the pictures. So you can have a photographer or, another real estate agent go out and do the pictures for you. But most companies nowadays want you personally to do the pictures, okay? But, if you have a photographer, you got to get that cleared with that company. But this bonus module, guys, is talking all about automation. And I called the company, and they're going to give you guys 15% off if you want to buy the automation suite, okay? The automation suite, you have to use Cooper is the promo code for it, Cooper. And guys, they're going to give you 15% off. Now, it's not going to cost you $3,000. No, it's not. It's not even going to cost you a car note to get started with BPO automation. I promise. And plus, you're going to get 15% off, okay? $1,941 is the value of this entire BPO Mastery package, guys. $1,941. Let y'all think on that. Y'all take a snapshot of everything that you're getting. Getting the accountability private Facebook group where you ask me unlimited questions every day if you want to, all day if you want to, if I'm available. Okay. You get the BPO action pack. Everybody needs that when they start doing BPOs. It just makes life so much easier. I talked to one guy, he had 4 computers. I don't even know how he was doing that. But he had like 4 computer screens going one day doing BPOs. I say, what are you doing? He said, BPOs, I was just done. I don't do that. That's too much. That's too much. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to streamline that. All right, so let me ask you a question. If all this did was get your BPO business organized so you can start being profitable in the moment you finish this training, would it be worth it? If all this training today was help you, or BPO Mastery and this training, help you get organized so you can start being profitable the moment you finish BPO Mastery, would it be worth it? Like when you finish BPO Mastery, I'm telling you, you can go out You can, and if you're already taking BPOs, you can raise your limit on BPOs. I promise. If all the BPO business if all the BPO business did for you was afford you a way to have the extra. When my friend was working network marketing and she was a millionaire, she just did it for the extra. You know, she took her kids to Hawaii. She got them a private driver to drive them to school every morning. What could you do with the extra? Would there be any worries about listings? Would you have to be on the phone calling expired all day, every day, trying to get a listing? I mean, you could still do that, but would it be worth it if you didn't really have to do that? Okay. If all this did was cut 16 hours off of your part-time job, you know, and it doubled your money. I talked to one lady that said the reason why she was having second thoughts about being a realtor was because she had to have a part-time job just so that she could pay her bills, because her clientele in the real estate industry was very limited. She didn't have any listings. She didn't have any leads on buyers. Okay. So she was working 20 or 30 hours a week, part-time. What if you only had to work 4 hours a week or 5 hours a week and can make $500? Okay, right from the comfort of your home. Would BPO Mastery be worth it? What if you worked 8 hours in one day, like I did, and made $400 or $500? Working 8 straight hours, $500 in 8 hours. I don't know how much that is an hour, but figure it out. Okay, would it be worth it? I say, yeah, probably. I think it would be. So again, guys, here's what you're going to get with the BPO Mastery class. $14.97 is the value of the class. Accountability, private Facebook group, extra, $150. The BPO action pack, data sheets, the BPO checklist, the daily schedule, and the goal tracker, $97 for the pack. Okay. That bonus module, the BPO automation. Plus, if you decide that you want to start automation on your own computer, they give you 5 computers, you get 15% off of whatever that price is. It's not going to be much. I bet you could work 3 or 4 BPOs and pay for your automation suite to be set up real quick, just like that. $197 bonus for the bonus module. Okay, the total value $1,941 today. Gotta buy today. Okay. What if I told you I had a special for today? $497. I'm gonna give y'all time to think about that. $497 special today. Now this is the total of the package. The package is $1,941 for a fraction. If you buy today, $497. How many guys think that's worth it? Let me see your yes in the comment box. Yes, tag me yes, yes, yes. Okay, I saw a lot of yeses in the comment box. Okay, $497, guys. 1941. Which one? $497. You get the special today because you've been here with me on this training. This is the boom moment, guys. I am going to give you my entire system for $347 today. Yes, $347. Again, here's what you're going to get with BPO Mastery, valued at $14.97. You're going to get accountability, private Facebook group, 6 months free, $150. You're going to also get the BPO action pack with the data sheets, the BPO checklist, the daily schedule, and goal tracker for $97 value. Plus, guys, you're going to get the bonus module, BPO automation. Plus, I've already arranged for you to get 15% off of BPO automation, if you decide that that's the route you want to go, this special bonus module is valued at $197. So when you purchase your own suite, guys, you're going to get 15% off. So the total value of everything that you're getting today, guys, is $1,941. Okay? Fast action takers. I know I'm going to have some fast action takers. So the first 10 people to purchase will also get 30 minutes of private coaching per week for the first 4 weeks after signing up today. Now, this is not going to be available on replay, but you'll get an added value of $300. Total value, $2,241. So I'm going to give you my entire system today for $347. Now, guys, you have some options. You can make one payment for $347. Here's a boom moment number 2. Is it okay to have a boom moment? I'm going to also give to you the option to make 3 easy payments. This is a boom moment, guys. Boom number 2. All right. So now let's talk about everything again that you're going to get. I keep going back to this because I want you to see the value. BPO Mastery valued at $14.97. Accountability, the private Facebook group, 6 months free, valued at $150. The BPO Action Pack, the data sheet, the BPO checklist, daily schedule, and goal tracker, valued at $97. The bonus module, BPO automation. You also get, I've arranged for you to get 15% off when you purchase your own BPO automation suite. But the value for the bonus module alone is $197. Just the bonus module of BPO automation. Now, you're going to get 4 weekly coaching sessions for the first 10 people who purchase today. Not available on replay, but you will get a $300 value, guys, for a total of $2,241. You have some options. You can make one payment today for $347, or I have arranged for you guys to have 3 easy payments of $133 for a total of $399 if you break it into 3 payments. Guys, you want to go ahead and snapshot this if you want to look over it real quick. All right, let's move on. Here's your guarantee. If BPO Mastery doesn't increase your income over the next 60 days, I will give you a full refund of your money. Now, here's a contingency, guys. You must attend at least one 30-minute coaching session, not more than 30 days after you have been accepted to a BPO company. So I need to know what day you was accepted at the BPO company, and within 30 days after acceptance, you should have had a coaching session with me by now, okay? That is the guarantee. All right, so for those of you who has stayed with me till the end, here's how to get the resource I promise you. Your reward for the day for staying, thank you so much for staying, is at www.angelacooper.com BPO10. angelacooper.com/BPO10. That's your reward for staying with me till the end. Take a picture, snapshot, okay? And you're going to get 10 companies. What's your homework assignment? That's right. Sign up with 3 companies over the next 48 hours. So you got 2 days to get signed up with 3 companies. And where do you start? You start at reonetwork.com, okay? And because you have the list of 10, you can go through these 10 companies, okay? Do I have any questions? If I have any questions, let me see your hands. Okay. I see some of you guys have already gotten your questions answered. We had a question about what if the BPO company don't pay you. I'm going to give you a list of 10 companies that are very reputable, okay? The list that I give you, when you get a BPO Mastery, you have a list of 50 plus. It's almost 60 companies on that list. I have never heard of any of those companies not paying. Now, if you go outside of that list, because it is some companies outside of that list, you might run into that problem. But out of my 15 years of doing BPOs, 17, I've been doing BPOs since '03. Can I add 16 years? I've never had a company not to pay me at all. Now, I have heard some nightmare stories, but I don't work for, those type of companies. Always do your research. And you can look those companies up. Never work for a BPO company that's not in the United States of America. Y'all hear me on that. Okay? Cross-check your numbers. All right. So, does the BPO take? No, the BPO does not take 4 hours to enter a BPO. It does not. When you get through with BPO Mastery, you're gonna figure out why it's not gonna take you 4 hours to enter a BPO. Now, I had an experience where I did a BPO for a brand new company, and their software was broke. It was like I kept entering it, and it would, every time I save it, everything that I entered would go away. Now that right there, that is an absolute no-no, because you're entering too much data for the data to disappear when you hit the save button. That's unacceptable, okay? So what I did was I called the BPO company and I asked them, I said, are you guys aware that this is happening? Every time I hit the save button, it goes away. And then the lady said they forgot to remind me that the IT department was working on it. Well, guess what you just did, Ladybug? You wasted a lot of time for me. Now that company, it took me about 2 hours and 15 minutes to enter that BPO, because I had never done a BPO for that company before, ever. And every so often, I can tell you right now, like during maybe October, November, it might get a little slow. So in August and September, you want to sign up with more BPO companies so that you can have, or open yourself up for different zip codes, okay, so that you can have a wider range, so that when October and November come, you won't have to have that downtime, okay? So I had picked up a couple more companies, and this was one of the companies that I picked up. And I'm telling you, not having a company that doesn't have a BPO portal software, or they don't know how to keep their system maintenance up, I don't work for them. I did one BPO for that company, and I told that lady, I sent them a very nice letter, and I told them that I would no longer be able to accept BPOs from them, because I can't work with companies that don't maintain their system, because I do too many BPOs. I have too many at one time in order to waste 2 hours on one. I can't do that. If for 2 hours, I better be doing maybe 5. Okay.
So with that being said, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for attending the webinar today. And remember, this is the link where you can go and sign up for BPO Mastery. With BPO Mastery, we will be migrating or segueing over into the group, the new Facebook group, BPO Mastery. And guys, I so look forward to seeing you all on the other side. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Again, Angela Cooper here from angelacooper.com and BPOmastery.com. Goodbye, everybody. Have an amazing week.